You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we're celebrating today. Got a lot to celebrate today. Now, let's take a look. It is National Pierogi Day. Okay, so yes, you can laugh at me. Of course, a lot of people do. So I didn't know what a pierogi is. Look it up. And, Josh kind of laughed at me when I said I didn't know what a pierogi was. Look it up, and it's kind of like what we had for dinner last night. Just kind of chuckling about it because now we didn't have the green onions on the outside. I don't like that. The bacon, that looks good on there. Of course, everything is good with bacon. I just thought you call it a dumpling. I mean, what the heck? National Pierogi Day. And, for those of us that have beaten anorexia, National Fluffer Nutter Day. National Fluffer Nutter Day. And you look at that picture, and I'm not sure I understand the picture, but here, if you're not familiar with a fluffer nutter, it's basically peanut butter and marshmallow cream sandwich. There's another layer in there. Oh, that looks like banana. Okay, banana's in there. Okay, that looks good to me. Of course, I've beaten anorexia, and I'm sure that's really, really healthy, and I'm sure it's low cal. Now, the peanut butter, I'm sure that's probably good for you. I mean, the peanut butter brings some nutrition. I have to have bananas, for medical reasons. And marshmallow cream, how do you go wrong with marshmallow cream? And get a bowl of ice cream and throw marshmallow cream on top of that. So let's have some fun. Josh, you're going to love this one. Okay, I didn't even tell him about this. So Thursday, it's my youngest son's 30th birthday. Now, what do you do for a 30th birthday? And I just looked back and I said, well, it's nostalgia. And he may be listening to us right now. He'll get really mad when I tell everybody. But it is nostalgia. So 30th birthday. And I looked at it and I said, okay, what did we do for his third birthday? Well, like all good parents, we took him to Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know if does anybody go to Chuck E. Cheese anymore? You got it. I guess now it's probably easier to go to Chuck E. Cheese just because everybody's used to carrying hand sanitizer with them everywhere. And I think you need a lot of hand sanitizer when you go to Chuck E. Cheese. But we figured, why not have his 30th birthday at Chuck E. Cheese? He's really excited about that. And he'll probably throw something even more at me when he gets home because he can't believe that we're really going to have his 30th birthday at Chuck E. Cheese. But you got to have fun. Okay, so let's move right along. Oh, I missed the biggie of the day. The biggest. Yes, it is an important day. Today is actually, I even forgot to turn the lights on in the studio. that look any better, Josh? Of course, I still have a face for radio. If you're watching us on ABC News and Talk, you're probably lucky that you're not seeing me. Most people say I do have a face for radio. Today's National Hero Day. And yes, we are the #1 lending team in America for Homes for Heroes. Today is National Hero Day. So how do you define heroes? Well, we look at it and we say military, and it is active, retired, reserve, any branch of military, they're heroes. Then we look at our first responders, police, fire, and nurses. And we add in there educators. So Homes for Heroes, if you're not familiar with it, every one of the heroes that I just mentioned, again, military, the first responders, including nurses, and educators, all get a discount on their loans from our team at Geneva Financial. Not everybody at any company does it. It's got to be part of the Homes for Heroes program. So we are excited about that. Today is National Hero Day. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 78 points. The S&P 500 is up 42. The NASDAQ is up 205 points. Oil down $3.33 a barrel. Well, it may be a negative issue as to why oil's down right now. It's probably because a lot of our fellow citizens are not going to be using a lot of oil. They've got a lot of problems out there. And we're watching, I've got it on one of the monitors here. Hurricane Milton is now on its way to Florida, and it's a Category 5 hurricane. Whoa. You know, I don't know. I don't know about you. On Saturday morning, I think it was, Sunday morning, I woke up and like I do many, many times, you know, and I'm not going to get gender biased here, but I understand this is more of a male thing. So what is the first thing we do? And when we get up in the morning? Well, of course, grab your phone and hit the commode, right? And, you know, take a look at what the news is doing. I understand the ladies don't grab the phone part of it to hit the commode, but guys, we grab the phone, hit the commode, and we're out there checking. And I looked out on there and I saw, there was an earthquake. 4.5 earthquake. And it was only about 20 miles from where I live. Didn't feel a thing. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Didn't feel a thing. So I think about it and you say, okay, well, we didn't even feel it. And then we look at our fellow citizens that last week they dealt with a Hurricane Helene going through Florida and up the eastern seacoast. And now we're looking at Hurricane Milton. It looks like it's going to come in. I think I just saw that it's coming in from the Gulf and go right across Florida. You got to feel bad for our fellow citizens there. But that's what I was talking about when we talk about gas prices. A lot of those folks, they can't even get gas out there. And then you go and you start saying, and yes, I am a little bit unique. I am a true capitalist. So I don't believe in price gouging, but shouldn't people get paid to take risk? Now, if you're going to get paid your regular salary as a truck driver and you're going to deliver gas into Florida where it's risky right now, or you can get paid extra money, don't you think that you're going to say, oh, you know something, I think I'm going to wait until it's safer? Now, there are those people who are willing to take a risk. There are weather people and storm chasers out there. They chase the storms. Not me. I'd rather stay where I know it's nice and safe and secure and warm and have my hot chocolate, coffee, whatever your hot toddy, adult beverage, whatever it is. But the thought here is you know something, I'd agree with price gouging, but if somebody's going to take extra risk to drive a truck into some of these tougher areas, I'm going to say maybe they're entitled to a little extra money for it. Your thoughts? Put it right there on a chat for us, what you think about that. Give me and let me know your thinking. I welcome your spots. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, I'm going to give you a Borrow Smart segment today, and we're going to talk about what homeowners and future retirees need to know about Social Security. I think it might surprise you. Why now's not the time to take your house off the market, and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
As the economy slows, do you know anyone worried about job loss? At Siegel Lending Team, we offer the Home Select Loan. Think of it as a financial superhero cape for homeowners with good income and credit. It not only saves your home, but also throws a life ring to your credit score. Because who needs stress when you can have peace of mind? Let's secure your future with a smile. Visit rsrhomeselect.com. rsrhomeselect.com. NMLS 217037.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, and every day at this time, OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They just give us the number that goes into your mortgage calculator. And if you don't have a mortgage calculator, grab our mobile app. It's free. ronismylender.com. ronismylender.com. And mortgage rates, once again, were fairly ugly yesterday. Conventional 30-year fixed rate up 6.33%. Jumbo 30-year fixed up 6.652. FHA 30-year fixed down 6.021. VA 30-year fixed up 5.837. USDA 30-year fixed up 6.001. If you want our thoughts about the market, every day as early as the data allows, we put out a market report, rsrlinks.com/market minute. rsrlinks.com/market minute. We put that out again every business day morning as early as the data allows. Let's take a look at what's going on today in the markets. Well, if we look, our first stop, as it always is when we're taking a look at the markets, will be the S&P 500. That is up 42.42 as we speak right now. There's some areas that are hurting, but that's the S&P looking good, and I'll tell you why in a minute. The 10-year Treasury today, finally, it's flat. And it's at 4.02 is the yield on that 10-year Treasury. The mortgage bond, that's down 5 basis points, fairly flat there as well. Price of the bond goes down, which I just said is down 5 basis points. That tells us that interest rates are up just a very, very little bit. Why are we seeing what's going on? Well, we got a jobs report that on the surface was a blowout number on Friday. And I told you about all the different things that are going on that make me question the accuracy of that report. And they still have 2 more times to try and get it right. But let's take a look at what some of the Fed members are saying. Fed commentary, New York Fed president, one of the most influential Fed members, John Williams, spoke yesterday and said that he believes they're well positioned to pull off a soft landing, meaning they'll be able to bring inflation down to their 2% target, maintain strength in the labor market, and avoid recession. When asked if the latest jobs report changed their view on rate cuts, Williams said that he does not want to see the economy or labor market weaken, and that the Fed's dot plot chart showing where each of the 19 Fed members believe the Fed funds rate will be at the end of this year is still a very good base case. The dot plot chart released at the September 18th Fed meeting projects 2 more 25 basis point cuts this year, which clearly Williams is still in favor of. On housing inflation, which is the single biggest component in the inflation reports, we get an inaccurately keeping overall inflation higher as a result. Williams said that the forward-looking indicators he follows are moving closer to the large Fed's target, and let's hope we finally see it begin to catch up to some real-time indicators. Federal Reserve Governor Adriana Kugler explained, quote, she, quote, strongly supported, unquote, the Fed's decision last month to cut by 0.5%, 0.5%. She is more concerned with the labor market as opposed to inflation and said that she wants to keep cutting at 25 basis point increments. But if there were further deterioration in jobs, she would be in favor of cutting rates more aggressively to get to a neutral rate faster. St. Louis Fed President Alberto Musalem, he doesn't vote until 2025, explained that he was in favor of the 50 basis point cut last meeting and that the latest jobs report did not lead him to think he should revise his baseline, and the path he penciled in is still appropriate. He does want to see more gradual rate cuts going forward. Bottom line, all 3 Fed members seem unfazed by the strong jobs report and want to stick to the plan. Now, you know that I do follow very closely a lady that I believe is really good on the housing market, Danielle DiMartino Booth. And in her newsletter this morning, she puts out some fairly interesting data. And again, I really like listening and reading what she has to say because she worked at the Federal Reserve for 9 years. So her commentary was there's some issues that people are not even talking about. And I'm going to tell you, you don't even hear this. I listen to several business channels. I get several newsletters. Is anybody telling you what I'm about to tell you? Chapter 11 commercial bankruptcies have increased by 36% in 2024. Increased by 36%. Ow! Individual Chapter 7 filings in September 2024 were up 22% from September of 2023. The U6 unemployment rate increased to 7.8% in the third quarter of 2024, a notable jump from 7.4% in the second quarter. U6 is unemployment and underemployment. U3 is what gets reported by the media, and it's not really a very good indicator. U6 is much better. Long-term unemployment rose by 59% annualized over 2 quarters, with a 71% gain in September. Credit card debt accounts for 56% of total consumer loans, highlighting household financial strain. So not good there either. The National Federation of Independent Business Small Business Optimism Index rose slightly from 91.2 to 91.5, but remains at depressed levels. Some of the labor market categories rebounded from August after falling 2 points in August. Plan to hire rose 2 points in September. Job openings hard to fill fell by 6 points to the lowest level since January 2021, showing that it's easier to fill positions. Small business owners are still pessimistic on the economy. Those that expect a better economy rose 1 point, but it's still very negative at negative 12%. The NFIB Uncertainty Index rose to a record high going back to 1975. NFIB said small business owners are feeling more uncertain than ever. Uncertainty makes owners hesitant to invest in capital spending and inventory, especially as inflation and financing costs continue to put pressure on bottom lines. Although some hope lies ahead in the holiday sales season, many mainstream owners are left questioning whether future business conditions will improve. That's the Mortgage Minute, or minutes, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So with all that being said about the mortgage world, and we did see that up until Wednesday of last week, interest rates had been falling. And I've been telling you for several months that we would see better days in the interest world. And I've been telling you that you need to be prepared because, number one, we don't know how much they're going to fall. We don't know when they're going to fall. And we don't know if they're going to take a U-turn like they did. What does all of this mean for you? Well, get started now. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. What am I talking about there? Well, it's a segment that we did on the show some time ago. I don't have the exact date, but it is a segment that we did on the show. And we were talking about the idea of taking advantage of this market. Now, when I say taking advantage of this market, what do I mean? Well, I just got through telling you that the number of on the data for credit cards is very, very disturbing. 56% of total consumer loans, highlighting household financial strain. Credit card debt accounts for 56%. Now, our friends at Geneva Financial have a home equity loan that is significantly lower interest than student loans and then your credit cards. Now, I'm still not going to tell you to go and restructure your government student loans into private student loans. That would be irresponsible of me because there's still lawmakers that are trying to pass some different forgiveness for everything. So I wouldn't want you to go and make the wrong move there. But credit card debt, auto debt, private student loans, all of those things should be considered if you've got home equity. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. We go through there and we tell you, let's get your entire loan package put together. Disclosures and income and assets and appraisal if needed. All of these things get put together and bundled. The only thing we have to wait for is we're waiting for your interest rate, your number to hit. Now, don't tell me interest rates because most people, it doesn't matter. You can't do anything with an interest rate. I want to know something that you can do something with. That's called dollars. Benjamin Franklin's. How many Benjamin Franklins would it take to help your family? So is it 200, 300, 400 a month? I've seen 1,500 a month. We get the whole thing packaged together, and when the numbers get right, we're ready to just pull the trigger, not literally. We lock your loan in and get you the final disclosures out. And we're just about at the point where you can actually get a payment holiday. I don't say you miss payments because you don't. Anybody that tells you you have to skip payments, they're fibbing to you. They're not giving you the whole story because you're not skipping a payment. You're actually just replacing it. You're putting it, it's called interim interest, and it gets built into your new loan. But the bottom line is you're not having to come out of pocket with that cash, and maybe it'll make for a better holiday season for you. Understand that. And then while you're waiting for your number to come up, well, we want to also look at the same time at how you're paying your credit card debts. rsrccpayment.com. rsrccpayment.com. You're going to look at how you're paying those credit card debts because if it takes us enough to get through a cycle, maybe your credit scores will be improved as well, and we can save you even more money. rsrccpayment.com. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, why now is not the time to take your house off the market, what homeowners and future retirees need to know about Social Security, all that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numero 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Why now is not the time to take your house off the market? Has your house been sitting on the market longer than expected? If so, you're bound to be frustrated by now. Maybe you're even thinking it's time to pull the listing and wait to see what 2025 brings. But what you may not realize is the decision to hold off could actually cost you. Here's a look at why staying the course could be the smarter move. Other sellers are pulling back. Should you hold off too? According to recent data from Altos Research, the number of withdrawals is increasing. That means more sellers are opting to pull their listings off the market right now. And this isn't unusual for this time of year. Do you want the Altos Research report yourself for your neighborhood? Well, of course, we can give that to you for free. No cost to you. rsrlinks.com/market report. rsrlinks.com/market report. When you register there, put your zip code in. Altos tracks every home for sale in the nation every single week, and they put out their report. And you can get that one right there for free. Other sellers are pulling back. Should you too? According to recent data from Altos Research, the number of withdrawals is increasing. That means more sellers are opting to pull their listings off the market right now, and this isn't unusual for this time of year. In the housing market, there are seasonal ebbs and flows. Inventory levels typically start to drop off a bit headed into the fall season as some sellers delay their plans until the new year. As Mike Simonson, founder of Altos Research, explains, quote, "We're seeing a more normal seasonal pattern now with inventory beginning to decline. We're also seeing more home sellers withdrawing their listings to try again next year. In fact, every 2 sales, there's another listing withdrawn from the market," unquote. But is that a smart move? While it might seem like a good idea to pull your listings too, here's why that approach may not pay off this year. Today's buyers are serious and ready to act. The biggest reason to stick with your plan to sell now is that the buyers who are looking at this time of year are serious about making a purchase. They've been sitting on the sidelines for a while, waiting for affordability to improve. And now that mortgage rates are down from their recent peak, they're ready to make their moves. Mortgage applications are rising, and that's a leading indicator the buyers are preparing to jump back in. And since they've already put their needs on the back burner for so long, they're even more eager than buyers usually at this time of year. These are not window shoppers. They're highly motivated buyers who want to move fast, and that's the kind of buyer you want to work with. As Freddie Mac says, quote, "During the fall months, serious home buyers are eager to settle into a new home before the holiday season ramps up and the winter weather begins," unquote. By keeping your home on the market, you increase the chances of attracting people who are truly ready to make a purchase. Bottom line, while some sellers are choosing to take their homes off the market, this really isn't the best move. With serious buyers eager to purchase, this is a great time to sell your house. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. We can strategize about the best ways to sell your house. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. And yes, I do strategize with folks all the time. I've had my real estate license, I think it's 10 years now, give or take. And I don't list houses, but I understand how to do it. I understand the marketing side. There's people that are far better at me than the paperwork and all that other good stuff. But in this day and age where things have changed so much in real estate since the 17th of August, when a lot of implementation of the settlement with the National Association of Realtors took place from last year, here's the bottom line. It's more important now than ever to market your home properly. And there's still a lot of people that are not, in my opinion, marketing properly. They're looking and saying, I got the cheapest commission rate out there. Well, good. Go to Walmart. You can get the cheapest prices too. But if you want to have a real nice outfit to go out in, going to Walmart, going to Nordstrom. Costs a little extra money to go to Nordstrom, but you might get something a little bit better. Well, same thing with real estate professionals. Yeah, you can get that discount Walmart off-price agent, and they might get your house sold, but are they getting you the maximum amount for it? And we've talked about this before on Ron Siegel Radio, and I will continue to pound the table on this. People work more when they make more. Go to rsrsalesmax.com. I think we still have it under that name. rsrlinks.com/salesmax. rsrlinks.com/salesmax. We did a whole show segment or workshop on how to get the most money for your listing. It holds up over time because we are in a people business. We're in a people environment. rsrlinks.com/salesmax. People work more when they make more. Just throw that out there for you. That's the incentive. Now, let's see. Are you getting a little long in the tooth, or do you know somebody or love somebody who's a senior? Let's talk a little bit about a workshop today, Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. What homeowners and future retirees need to know about Social Security's future. As homeowners and future retirees, financial stability is a primary concern. In today's news cycle, it's hard to avoid hearing that Social Security might be running out of money. But before jumping to conclusions and fearing the worst, it's essential to break down the facts. Yes, Social Security faces challenges, but it's far from the doomsday scenario that some believe. In fact, there's a good chance you'll be receiving the majority of your Social Security benefits well into your retirement years. Let's address some of the main concerns, myths, and truths about the future of Social Security, particularly as it impacts those planning for retirement and those already receiving benefits. Social Security is not disappearing. It's no secret that Social Security, a critical safety net for millions of retirees, is facing financial pressures. The system is primarily funded through payroll taxes collected from workers and employers. Right now, both employees and employers contribute 6.2% of wages into Social Security, up to a limit of $168,600 as of 2024. However, due to an aging population and fewer workers relative to retirees, Social Security's reserves are expected to become depleted around 2035. But here's the crucial point. Even when the trust fund reserves run out, Social Security will not suddenly disappear. According to most recent reports, even if no changes are made, the system will continue to pay around 83% of scheduled benefits starting in 2035. While 83% is less than 100, it's still a significant portion of your expected retirement income, particularly if you've planned around it. What could change? The possibility of reduced benefits can cause anxiety for homeowners and retirees. Fortunately, there are many policy solutions that could help shore up Social Security's finances for decades to come. Some solutions include: one, raising payroll taxes. A slight increase in the payroll tax rate could provide enough revenue to stabilize Social Security. For example, an increase of 3.33 percentage points in payroll tax could fix the problem entirely. Number two, adjusting the wage cap. Currently, wages above $168,600 are not subject to Social Security payroll taxes. Raising this cap or eliminating it could generate significant revenue, especially from higher income earners. Number three, gradually increasing the retirement age. By raising the age at which people can claim full benefits, the system could extend its solvency. For instance, increasing the retirement age from 67 to 68 would alleviate some pressure on the system without drastic changes for current retirees. Number four, benefit reductions for high earners. Another proposal would be to reduce benefits for individuals with higher lifetime earnings while maintaining full benefits for lower income retirees. Social Security's role in your retirement plan for homeowners, particularly those approaching retirement, Social Security likely plays a significant role in your financial plans. However, for some, it's just one piece of the retirement puzzle. If you have other sources of income, such as savings, investments, or rental properties, you may not be as reliant on Social Security as others. Nevertheless, even a 17% reduction in benefits, which could happen if no legislative action is taken by 2035, might have a noticeable impact on your budget. Now is the perfect time to review your financial plan, especially if you're concerned about the future of Social Security. Speak to a financial advisor to assess how potential changes in benefits might affect your retirement income. This way, you can develop a strategy that protects your financial well-being in case these predictions occur. How to plan for potential changes? First, take a deep breath. A significant reduction in Social Security benefits is not happening overnight. Policymakers are fully aware of the potential disruption reduced benefits would cause for millions of Americans, and the reality is that most reforms are likely to be gradual. However, if you can take a few practical steps to prepare for the future, you might be better off. Number one, adjust your savings strategy. If you're worried about reduced benefits, it's smart to increase your personal savings, particularly in tax-advantaged retirement accounts like IRAs and 401ks. This will give you greater flexibility and lessen your dependence on Social Security. I also like, for myself, I can't give you financial advice, not licensed to do that, index universal life insurance policies. Ask your financial advisor about them. If you don't have a financial advisor, give me a call. I'll put you in touch with them. Number two, consider delaying Social Security benefits. If your financial situation allows, waiting to claim Social Security benefits can increase your monthly payment for each year you delay past your full retirement age up to age 70. Your benefits increase by about 8%. Number three, diversify your income. For homeowners with the ability to generate rental income or passive income from investments, now is the time to explore those options. Extra income sources can supplement your retirement savings and provide a buffer if Social Security benefits decrease. Number four, stay informed about policy changes. Big one right there. Keep an eye on potential legislative changes that might affect Social Security. Although reforms are likely to be incremental, understanding how they impact your financial plan is crucial. Why Social Security isn't going anywhere? One of the biggest misconceptions is that Social Security is simply going to disappear once the trust fund reserves are depleted. This couldn't be further from the truth. As we've mentioned, even without additional revenue, Social Security will still pay out over 80% of benefits for the foreseeable future. That's because the vast majority of Social Security's fundings comes from payroll taxes, which are continuously collected from current workers. In fact, over $1.23 trillion in payroll taxes were collected in 2024 alone, which is more than enough to keep the system going in some capacity. The big takeaway here is Social Security is not going bankrupt. It's just in need of reform to maintain full benefits. While it's easy to get caught up in the alarming headlines, homeowners and retirees need to focus on the facts. The system is here to stay. With some adjustments, it can continue to be a reliable source of retirement income. Bottom line, for homeowners and first-time buyers, preparing for their financial future, understanding the reality of Social Security situation is crucial. While the system faces financial challenges, it's not on the verge of collapse. With thoughtful planning, strategic saving, and informed financial decisions, you can prepare for any potential changes to Social Security without feeling overwhelmed. And ultimately, the key is staying proactive, staying informed, and working with trusted advisors who can guide you through the complexities of retirement planning, helping you achieve peace of mind in your financial future. Again, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I would be happy to put you in touch with someone that can help you in the financial advisory capacity. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, the sweet spot home buyers have been waiting for. We'll chat about it and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
79% of all credit reports have errors that should be corrected through factual disputing. You could be saving thousands every year if your report was accurate. CreditSanitizer.com provides a free credit report audit when you furnish a specific $1 credit report. You can use this information to request corrections to your report and potentially save thousands of dollars. Get your free credit audit at CreditSanitizer.com. That's CreditSanitizer.com for a free credit report audit. CreditSanitizer.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. This is the sweet spot home buyers have been waiting for. After months of sitting on the sidelines, many home buyers were priced out by high mortgage rates and affordability challenges of finally have an opportunity to make their move. With rates trending down, today's market is a sweet spot for home buyers, and that's one that may not last. So if you've put your move on the back burner, here's why. Maybe you shouldn't delay your plans any longer. As you weigh your options to decide if you should buy now or wait, ask yourself this. What do you think everyone else is going to do? The truth is, if mortgage rates continue to ease, as experts project, more buyers will jump back into the market. A survey from Bankrate shows over half of homeowners would be motivated to buy this year if rates drop below 6%. That would be 52% of the home buyers. With rates already in the low 6% range, we're not terribly far off from hitting that threshold. The bottom line is that when they drop into the fives, the number of buyers in the market is going to go up, and that means more competition for you. That increased demand will likely push homes prices up, which could potentially take away some of the benefits you'd gain from a slightly lower interest rate. As Nadia Evangelo, senior economist and director of real estate research at the National Association of Realtors, explains, quote, the downside of increased demand is that it puts upward pressure on home prices as multiple buyers compete for a limited number of homes. In markets with ongoing housing shortages, this price increase can offset some of the affordability gains from lower mortgage rates. So, while waiting to buy may seem like a smart move, it could backfire if rising prices outpace your savings from slightly lower rates. What this means for you. Right now, you've got the chance to get ahead of all of that. Today's market is a buyer's sweet spot. Why? Because a lot of other buyers are waiting, which means not as many people are actively looking for homes. That means less competition for you. At the same time, affordability has already improved quite a bit. Recent easing in mortgage rates has made homeownership more accessible. As Mike Simonson, founder of Altos Research, says, mortgage payments on the typical price home are 7% lower than last year and are 13% lower than the peak in May of 2024. And while the supply of homes for sale is still low, it's also higher than it's been in years. According to Ralph McLaughlin, senior economist at Realtor.com, the number of homes actively for sale continues to be elevated compared with last year, growing by 35.8%, a 10th straight month of growth, and now sits at the highest since May 2020. This means you have more options to choose from than before. Why waiting could cost you if you're waiting for the perfect time to buy? It's important to understand that timing the market is nearly impossible. The longer you wait, the higher the risk that market conditions will shift and not necessarily in your favor. Greg McBride, chief financial analyst at Bankrate, says, quote, it's one of those things where you should be careful what you wish for. Further drop in mortgage rates could bring a surge of demand that makes it tougher to actually buy a house, unquote. Don't wait until you have a deal with more competition and higher prices. If you already have the chance, take advantage of it right now. And I'm going to share with you real quick because I only have a couple of minutes left. We just did this for one of our private clients just yesterday. And when you're talking about the idea and the ability of saving money and going under 6%, well, what if you're already there? And I'm going to give you an idea, and I'm not going to tell you any names because I don't want to break any confidentiality. But we were just looking at this. This was just a scenario from just yesterday with one of our private clients. And I'm going to give you some of the data that we looked at with them and say, you know something, maybe we need to talk and look at what you're doing with pricing. Because if you listened to the broadcast a little earlier today, I mentioned to you, some people are thinking of taking their properties off the market. Well, let's think about, should we do that? Well, the property that this family is looking at, and again, I'm not telling you when or where or any of that, properties it was listed for $749,000. And these are some very, very astute people. And they said, it's been on the market for a little while, and there is, our thought is we're going to offer them $699,000. And I said, okay, why would you want to do that? Let's think about one of Ron Siegel's famous comments: strategy beats rate always. Strategy beats rate always. Josh, we need to have a big banner that goes across there at some point. Strategy beats rate always. And here's the strategy. Well, let's not offer $699,000. Why would I say that? Let's offer full price. Well, I just threw numbers in there. And don't pay attention to the precise numbers because they change every day. So at $749,000, if the qualifying rate was 7.375, 7.476 APR, for those of you compliance people keeping score, that would have made their payment $4,816. Now, if they were to reduce that offer to $699,000, keeping the same rate, 7.375, their payment is going to drop to $4,494. They saved $321. Sounds good, doesn't it? Maybe. Strategy beats rate always. Let's go back. Let's offer the full $749,000. And let's ask the seller not to give us that $50,000 price reduction. We want $38,000, but not off the price. We want them to do that through a payment reduction program that we have at the Siegel lending team. Got to do it right, because if you do it the wrong way, you could and will trigger high cost and predatory lending violations. We understand how to do it the right way. We're going to use that money and we're going to bring the interest rate down, not from 7.375 hypothetically, not to 6, but to 5.25, 5.933 APR. Payment's going to drop to $4,038. That's another $400 and $450 off of the reduced price. So they reduced the price to $699. The payment went to $44.94. But I said reduce it, the interest, not the price, and we go to $4,000 payment. That's going to save nearly $50,000 in interest over 6 months after the cost and everything else. $50,000 savings. Strategy beats rate always. As always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.